Hello, 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 dreamers. Perla here. As always, thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So, this is the weekly zodiac signs reading. So, this is for all of the regular zodiac signs. This video will be timestamped, guys. So, let's go ahead and let's jump right on in. Aries. Okay, Aries, I'm gonna be straight up with you. There's somebody here that is trying to use your past against you, or what they believe is like your hidden secrets. Somebody's trying to bring something to light in regards to either a crew or a group of people that you hung out with, or a behavior that you entertained in the past. Now, regardless of whatever that is, whether you were into drugs, whether you were into like, why do I keep on saying like, like those, I don't know what they're called, but when you have like a dominatrix, right? Like that, I don't want to call it a fetish because that's not the way that I look at it. Um, is when you have like a dominatrix and so BDSM, right? BDSM, SM. There you go. Or whatever it is. Again, there's no judgment here. But there's something in that space of something maybe that you may have not necessarily kept secret, but it was something that you kept private. And somebody is trying to bring it up to light, or somebody is trying to bring it to someone else's awareness without realizing that you have disclosed this with this person. So if this is an ex that is trying to tell the current person that you're talking to, dealing with, or whatever, that you are A, B, C, and D. This energy of this person that wants to bring this secret, and I'm saying it that way because, again, it's not something that you are ashamed of. It is just something that very few people are privileged to know, that you either have engaged or you engage in this behavior or this whatever it is. And but this person is trying to bring it to light, and they're trying to bring it in a way to try to destroy something. So if you like, if you started a new job, or like somebody's trying to destroy something that you are creating or something that you're building. So just be aware of that, right? You may have been in the past, like you may have been let go from a job because of a political view or something, or like a political view or something of that matter, right? And someone is trying to get like your new employer to see like, oh, you see, like it's kind of like that petty energy that I do see around. So just kind of be aware of it. I do not see anything happening or growing from this space, excuse me, other than annoyance, other than being annoyed that someone is really trying to go through all of these issues or all of these problems or troubles to try and discredit you in some type of form or way. Again, the main energy here that I am picking up on when it comes to you, you're just kind of looking at them and it's like, seriously, like I disclose that. Like if this is a relationship, you disclose whatever kinky things. And I do like the word kinky, and I don't see it as a negative thing that you are into, or any past behaviors that you may have had in relationships, right? Give me 1 second, guys. So I am recording, and kids are key. Kids are home from school early, and I'm just recording nonstop because I have some stuff going on. Anyways, so I just had to tell them, to remind them to please keep it down. I know you guys can't hear them thanks to the mic, but I can still hear it. So, anyways, there's an energy here where you guys have disclosed whatever it is to whoever it is that you're talking to, or like to the job or whatever it is. So there is no secret, right? But there is a sense of privacy, of something, keeping something private. It's just more or less this energy of just being aware that somebody very much feels like they need to bring you down, or somebody very much feels like they need to destroy something, or they need to ruin something for you. And honestly, this energy from them is coming from a place of feeling resentment towards you, or feeling angry towards you, or whatever it was, because they didn't have the place that they felt that they were entitled to in your life, whether that was friendship or relationship. Alrighty, so we're doing the Work Your Light Oracle card for the closing messages this week. So I tend to only use one Oracle deck for the entire week. So whatever I use on Sunday's message is kind of like it's the same deck that I use for the rest of the week. So just an FYI. So we have take a break, a life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. And at the bottom of the deck, we do have the break the chain. So there's definitely a sense here that a lot of you are not going to, I feel like, immediately react to this person's behavior. You're not going to try to tear them down or anything like that. You're just noting down what is being done or what this person is saying, etc., and you're just kind of like stepping back from it because you are aware that you're not hiding anything. You are aware that you've walked into a situation, whether it's a relationship or a job or whatever it is, with integrity. So there is nothing for you to do in this space other than observe how this person is making themselves look like a fool, how this person is discrediting themselves by trying to discredit you in some way. Alrighty. Taurus, I'm not gonna lie. And I know when I say that, people are like, "Oh, you be lying." No, I don't lie. It's funny the way that it was coming. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but it's almost kind of like, you know how you want people to be like real with you, and you want people to keep things authentic and like, not keep you in these loops or in these things. And that's kind of like what is coming through here. Like some of you are really um beginning to notice that certain people that you kept in your corner, certain people that you thought were supporting you or that you thought were there for the long run and things like that were only connecting with you or were only staying in contact with you because of the benefits that they got from being in connection with Taurus, right? It's like, well, I know Taurus. Oh, I know Taurus. I know Taurus. I know Taurus. And I think it's kind of funny because like it reminds me of like I have like my nail person and I had somebody that I had referred to her and they go like, oh yeah, I told them, I know Perla. And it's like I just kind of laugh because I'm like, okay, like it's not really a big deal. But it's almost kind of like that energy where you facilitate introductions between between connections of people, if that makes sense. And and I feel that for you it is something that comes naturally or something that comes from a place of uh I keep on hearing the word gratitude. So like you are in a space that you're very grateful for where it is that you are in life and what it is that you have accomplished and etc. And you're trying to facilitate or you're trying to help others achieve the same thing, or you're trying to help others get to the same place that you are in, like whether that is financially, spiritually, romantically, emotionally, whatever. And because of this, unfortunately, you do have certain people that are like, give me, right? Gimme, gimme, gimme. People that are takers, people that do not know how to balance that give and take energy within themselves or when it comes in connections with other people. And I feel that that is what you are now. For some of you, you're just realizing that. For some of you, you're setting stronger boundaries when it comes to dealing with individuals like this, especially for those of you that have your own business, etc. There is a space here of needing to either charge more for some of the like the offerings or things like that that you have, or yeah, that's the way that it's coming in, like offerings or whatever. So there is some adjustments here that are needed in order to allow a more balanced space to come in when it comes to these give me, give me, give me, give me type of energy that are surrounding you. There's also this underlying space where you may have had one or two people that you thought were friends or you thought were there or were in your corner or etc. And now you're starting to realize the reality of who they are. You're starting to realize who they truly are. You're starting to see like their true nature. For some of you, I feel like Spirit had already shown you this, but you were not you were putting yourself in a place where you were questioning whether this was like unresolved issues within you, like if you were projecting onto somebody something. But in reality, it's like no, this is like who these individual. And again, I'm picking up like two people specifically, and I feel like this is where these like you're realizing like who these two people truly are. Um, I'm sorry, I just had to look at the camera because for me it looks a little tilted, but we'll see when I edit. Um, so at the bottom of your deck, we have the birthing a new age. And what we have for your main energy is the leap. You go first and the universe will catch you. So again, when it comes to like setting boundaries, when it comes to moving differently in the world, whether this is in your business or your personal life, when you take that leap, when you take that risk, to say fuck it to everything and everyone that is not serving you, things start to shift very quickly. But this does come from a space of knowing that spirit has your back no matter what. And I feel that this is why this is the correct time for you guys to release these energies or to walk away from these energies or set better boundaries within these spaces. Gemini, I told you so is what I keep on hearing. As soon as I tapped into your energy, it's like I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. There's a situation here that has come to a resolution. There's a situation here, whether this is financially or within your personal life, or yeah, within your personal life. Excuse me. I don't know why I said it. I'm getting a little confused. So give me a second, because it almost feels like I'm trying to pick up this energy a little bit clearer, but I feel that it is a confusing energy. There was a period of time within like the last couple of weeks or whatever where there was confusion revolving a situation that needed to be resolved, whether this involved children or an ex or a current partner, whatever it is. These are just quick general reading, guys, so apply the energy however it fits. But there was some confusion and you thought that something wasn't going to go your way and you started doubting something or you started doubting someone. But now the resolution has come, and it is exactly what somebody told you. And it's like you're kind of like in awe that something resolved or something came to pass, in the same way that like spirit had told you. Now, whether spirit told you directly, like through a dream or a vision, or through like a reader or something like that, or through like a message or whatever, it has come to pass exactly how it was said that it was going to come to pass. And this is kind of like where I hear, like where you're hearing like, and it's not in a taunting, like joking way, but it is a funny way, like, oh, I told you so, like, I got your back type of thing is what I'm picking up from spirit. It's like, I told you that we had this in the bag. I told you that we were taking care of this. I told you that there were energies and forces and things behind the scenes working on your behalf for this. And you're sitting there and it's like you're reaching out to someone, you're either texting or calling someone, and you're like, you're not going to believe, like, spirit did this, like spirit made this happen, and I'm still in shock that it happened this way. I'm still in shock that this worked in my freaking favor. And to be honest with you, those are the moments that I honestly live for when I speak to clients and when I'm doing work with clients and stuff like that, because it's like, I told you from the beginning, like spirit had your back on this. I told you from the beginning, like, no matter what it looks like, even if it's like a second to the decision that it may look like you're going to lose something, or it may look like everything is against you, that split of a second, spirit can go ahead and turn everything around in your favor. And that is exactly what has happened for you. And it is amazing that this is happening now. And the reason why I say that is because there is definitely going to be a complete shift within your life when it comes to not separating your spirituality, your spiritual practices. Your spiritual self is always connected to your physical self, or to your day-to-day life, regardless of how much people want to separate it. The two are intertwined all the time. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see. And when I do say that, guys, do be aware, and use discernment, and not everything, in my personal opinion, everything has a spiritual aspect to it, but it is not always a deep, like, dive type of spiritual thing. Sometimes when something happened, it's like, hey, this was a quick reminder of when you were in this space, or this is a quick reminder to pay attention to these signals in your physical body, or these signals in your nervous system, or whatever it is. So that's what I mean when I say that. To me, everything is intertwined, like our physical reality and our spiritual body as well. All right, so let's go ahead and give me one card, spirit, for Gemini. One card for Gemini. Priestess, how are you being called to step to lead? And at the bottom of your deck, we do have the star seed, what lights you up. So whatever it is that is resolving for you, whatever it is that is finally working in your favor, is opening up this space so that you can really step into your purpose, so that you can really step into embodying your spirit, embodying what it is that your spirit wants to give birth, what it is that it wants to create in this reality, Gemini. Cancer, and as soon as I tapped in, it was like I kept seeing like a necklace, a necklace with like a big stone on it. Um, I don't know if it's like an emerald or pearl, not a pearl, it's like an emerald or a ruby. And that may be significant to some of you, either the stone itself or a necklace in itself. But it very much feels like in this, oh, okay. I'm getting it now. Give me a second. So for some of you, you're going to be having, or you've had some type of dream where a jewelry was gifted to you. Whether it was and I keep on picking it up again personally as a necklace. It could have been something else, but it had a stone. It either had an emerald or ruby. I keep on picking up, like, the ruby keeps on pulling me in a little bit more than the emerald, but I'm just going to say both because, again, this is a wide collective reading. But there's something significant about the gift that was gifted to you in this dream state or meditative state. And it is a symbolism of, and again, bear with me, but this is the way that it's coming, is that this gift that was gifted to you in this space is a symbolism of your ancestral history. or your ancestral lineage when it comes to diving in the taboo, when it comes to diving. And, I was going to say like witchery stuff, but I'm really hearing more like voodoo and hoodoo type of traditions. Now, again, I do not tell anybody what to study and what not to study, but for those of you that are being pulled or are being called, or you feel like you're being called more into those traditional practices, then maybe this is a confirmation or something like that. There is something here where you are questioning whether it is true for you or not, maybe because of your race or your nationality. So you may be mixed or whatever it is, and you're like, well, I didn't even know that we had this a connection to this tradition, like 3, 4, 5 generations down, because this is the way that it's coming up. I feel like the last 2 generations before you, so like your mother and your grandmother, your grandfather, your dad, whatever, we're not practicing within this tradition. But when you go into like your great grandparents, you start to see the connection to some type of traditional, again, I'm picking up more as like a hoodoo voodoo type of practitioner. It may be any other form of spirituality, but again, it is something that is considered taboo, or that you grow up considering it to be like a taboo thing, like we don't touch, we don't talk about that, etc. So just kind of be aware of that. So this week is mainly for a lot of you guys more about diving into that space and seeing where it is that the curiosity of this gift that was gifted to you in this dream or vision is coming from. I feel that this is going to open up the doorway to reconnecting with ancestors from that. I want to say like that time period, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I didn't even get to shuffle as much. And we have trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? There's something here about, when things like this come up, it is not by chance. It is not a fluke. You have a deep connection, or a deep rooted ancestral lineage to some type of spiritual practice. You may have come from like a lineage of like oracles or priestesses or whatever it is. And there is a calling back that is happening within your bloodline about going back to some type of traditional practice that it is very much needed during this time. And this is why it's feeling very heavy, or it's feeling very strong. Some of you may have been just in the past couple of weeks like looking or coming across like there's something kind of like when something is calling you or something wants your attention, you're going to continuously see it repeated, whether it is like on social media, whether it's like seeing signs, like, whatever it is, it's going to continuously come up or pop up until it gets your attention. And I feel that this is what is happening. And this gift of this jewelry that was gifted to you in that space of like dream meditative state was a confirmation of like, here you're being initiated into something that has been a part of your bloodline for centuries. Leo, there is a reunion or reconnection that is happening all of a sudden. Something is coming very fast, and some of you have been waiting for someone to return, or some of you, whether you have a partner or whatever that is deployed, they might be coming home a lot sooner than expected. There's here some type of energy of somebody returning a lot faster. And I know that some of you, with what I'm going to say, I'll be like, oh my God, no. For some of you, this may even be somebody that is incarcerated. Incarcerated. I was going to say incarcerated. I don't know. Incarcerated, that may be coming out a lot sooner because of good behavior, whatever it is. But there is something here that is shifting, and it's shifting very quickly. So somebody is returning home is the main energy that I am picking up. Now, I am going to say this because it is coming up for those of you that have a family member or whatever that is in rehab for a substance abuse, and they're trying to come home early. You're being advised to not interfere with getting them out earlier. So that is like kind of like the only exclusion here is somebody that is in rehab. So we're talking about not somebody that admitted themselves. If that makes any sense. I feel like there was some type of intervention where somebody was admitted into like a rehab, and this individual is very good at manipulation when it comes to saying that they're feeling better, that they're this or they're that. But in that specific case, that person should remain in rehab a little longer. They're not ready to come out. The coming home energy that I'm picking up again are for either people that are overseas, so they're in other countries, whether working or deployed or whatever. And I am picking up also this energy of like somebody incarcerated, somebody in jail or something being released a lot earlier, or coming out with some type of like reprogram, what is it? it's like a reintegration into like society type of program energy. Why is that the message for this week? I don't know. Somebody's coming home. That is basically the gist of it. Someone is coming home. So you may be hearing about this person coming home this week. Not necessarily that they're coming home this week, but you may hear like, hey, they're coming home on, the 27th. They're coming home. I don't even know when this video is going to be released because I don't even know what day of the week it is right now. But anyways, I don't know why I said the 27th. But it's something of that matter that this week you're finding out that somebody's coming home. That's basically the gist of it. And for a lot of you, you've been waiting for this person to come home. So they're coming home. All right. What is the closing message for Leo? The warrior woman, have you answer your deepest calling. Now, this is interesting that this is coming in as somebody is coming home. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of you have put a lot of your own personal dreams and hopes or whatever on hold, waiting on someone to come home. So what Spirit is saying is like, okay, you're getting this call, you're getting this email, whatever it is, that someone is coming home. So now can we redirect this energy so that you can now start focusing on the things that I want you to focus on, the things that I want you to create, on the things that I want you to birth? Because, you've been waiting for this, you've been asking for this, we are delivering, and now I need you to get back to business. Okay? Alrighty. Okay, Virgo, there is a sense here that you're needing to hone in some type of collaboration, some type of business structure or something like that. Maybe you're collaborating with other people, maybe you're working on a project with other people or something of that matter. There needs to be a little bit more balance brought in here. There seems to be like this structure or this type of space that you kind of always go into when you're working with other people, where you tend to take full control over situations and not necessarily give space for other ideas to be birthed or for other voices to be heard. And as a mom to a Virgo, and I'm a Capricorn, and I have a Virgo. I have a Virgo, a Capricorn, and two Scorpios as kids. So yeah. There is a sense here of like needing to, from time to time, maybe Virgo, listen to someone else's ideas or someone else's viewpoint on what it is that you guys are creating, what it is you guys are doing, because there may be a way to simplify something or a way to invite a different type of energy or a different type of style to still get the results that you want. When you try to take full control, especially if this is something that is coming from a creative point of view, right? And you shut down to not wanting to even hear other people's opinion or other people's idea, you're going to find it very hard moving forward to have individuals that actually want to collaborate with you. Okay? And so there is a sense here of like revisiting certain collaborations or certain groups dynamics or etc. that you are in that are in a sense within these spaces of like creativity, like collaborating within a space is what I'm picking up. Needing to be a little bit more open-minded. Somebody may have an idea that may actually fast track something a little faster. Now, where money comes into play within this space, Virgo, this I will say, if you're collaborating with a group of people, and creating some type of project is what I'm going to call it, that is going to be released for the public or whatever it is, something that is there's financial gain to come from. There is somebody in your team that, and this is for somebody that's working with more than one person, but there is somebody in your team that is slacking and you do need to call that person out. And I feel because you've had people like this in your teams before is where this energy of like wanting to take complete control over situations is where this dynamic comes in. Okay. So we have the initiation, the rite of passage, crossing the threshold. So there is definitely an opportunity here this week to navigate these spaces a little different, to allow yourself to evolve within a space that you already dominate. So you already dominate the space of being a leader, of keeping the structures and all of these things. But from time to time, we always have to remind ourselves that is, in order to be like the best teacher, the best version of ourselves, like either teaching or leading, we also have to be in a position where we're willing to learn. And sometimes we learn from those that we're trying to lead, even in moments or in things that we didn't realize that we could learn from. Alrighty? Alrighty. Libra, there is there's something that you've been working towards or something that you've been trying to shift or change within your life, and something has already, hold on guys, something has already like shifted or something has already like worked in your favor. And for some of you, like sitting in silence is something that is needed. There is some type of wish fulfillment here that has happened for you, whether this is like, getting a proposal when it comes to like your romantic life, maybe moving in with somebody asking you to move in with them. This is maybe something that is like financial freedom. Maybe you got your dream job, excuse me. Maybe you got your dream job. Maybe you got an offer. Something is taking off for you. Something is going in the direction that you've wanted it to go for a very long time. And yet there is still this underlying energy or space within you that you're questioning yourself or you're doubting yourself, whether it is that you deserve this. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this is coming from a space of unhealed. And when I say unhealed, a lot of it has to do with not integrating certain aspects of yourself, right? Healing, again, I keep saying it, it's not something that has to be completely harsh, that has to be like, you don't have to be in these shadow spaces for like years or months, right? Sometimes healing is just recognizing a behavior and a pattern, and that energy gets recognized, that energy gets reintegrated. And for some of you, there is a space here where you have conditioned yourself to believe that you're always going to be struggling. Regardless of how much you wish for, you dream of something better, you have lived your life accepting less than. In whatever this area is for you. And now that something better is coming along or spirit is showing you something more, it's like you're sitting there and you're questioning it. And what I'm going to invite you to do is, as you're sitting there and and these thoughts are coming up, do not try to suppress them. Meet them where they are and be like, interesting. And then you can either, if you want to go like dive deeper into that, there's different things that you can do, or maybe just kind of like acknowledge and see that that energy is there and be like, wow, that you can even you can phrase it however you want, but a very simple way is like, wow, yeah, that was the reality for a very long time, but it's no more. And allow yourself to feel how your nervous system responds to that, and then state what it is true now, right? Maybe saying I am comfortable with receiving new opportunities, or I'm comfortable with this new career change or whatever, may be too much for your nervous system. So maybe try saying, I'm trying to get comfortable in this new role. I am trying to get comfortable with receiving new opportunities. Because again, sometimes when we try to rush our nervous system to receive something that to our nervous system seems so far-fetched, seems like so much of a lie, there are ways to play around with words to slowly allow our nervous system to start receiving what it is that we want. So we don't want just repetition. We want the change to come in from within. So here we have the great gathering as your closing message. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits and soul tribe. So whatever it is, whatever this job is, whatever this romantic changes are, whatever big changes are happening in your life are meant to happen. They're meant for you. And you just have to address that little voice inside of you that has you doubting or questioning it. Scorpio, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this year has been seriously challenging for you guys, and I feel that a lot of you are still not out of the woods yet. There are things that are happening. Maybe these are things that you don't have control over. Maybe these are consequences of past choices. And when I say consequences, it's like every action has a reaction, right? And it pretty much feels like you're watching a train wreck. You're actively watching a train wreck happen, and you're trying your best not to get sucked into the space that you can seriously go into, like that is very dark, like this depressive space where then you start to relive every detail or everything that got you to this place. Now, this is where I feel there's like this very strange line or threshold that you have to be aware of. Staying optimistic and staying positive that things are going to shift your way and that things are going to work your way, it is not a bad thing. the challenging aspect here is suppressing or ignoring what got you through the situation that you are in now, if it was something of your own doing. Now, why do I say that? Because some of you are in a shed hole or whatever from things that you yourself did to yourself. And others of you are in a shed hole because of consequences of someone else's action. So there's a difference. So this is directly for those of you that you did this shit to yourself. Suppressing it, ignoring it is not the way to go. Acknowledging and taking responsibility for what your part was in the situation that you're currently in, it's what is needed, so that 3 months from now, a year from now, you are not repeating the same thing. Because what tends to happen is when you try to wipe your hands clean and you're like, oh well, it happened, I did that, it is what it is, I'm just going to move on. Guess what? That energy was never really addressed. And anytime that it has a chance to come out, it is going to come out and it's going to do the same thing. And this is why you find yourself repeating the same fucking shit, like even 20 years later. Okay. Now, for those of you that you're in this shed hole, whatever, because of someone else's poor choices, whether this is a significant other, a parent figure, a family member, whatever it is, you have the choice, or you have the right to not be entangled with this. You have the right to walk away from this. You have the right to set the boundaries that you need. You don't have to be a part of someone else's downfall, especially when it's a downfall that they created for themselves. So your closing message, we have the Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers, and subtle realms. You do have a spiritual team that is ready to help you, that is ready to assist you, that is ready to help you navigate these spaces so that you don't fall into like this depressive space. But you're going to have to ask for help. They're there, but you're going to have to ask for help. You're going to have to be the one to reach out first, if that makes any sense. Sagittarius, do you ever get tired of cleaning up other people's shit? Because it very much feels like some of you are finally getting fed up. Whether it is that you have this tendency to intervene, whether it is spiritually or whatever, for other people, when you see like shit is hitting the fan for them, or when you see things are just not going in the way that they want it to go. Now, you need to stop playing savior to everyone in your life. There's particularly one person here that you always come in saving them from whatever it is. Now, whether this is a significant other or this is an ex or whatever it is somebody that you are not necessarily like blood related to. This is somebody that you choose to have in your life. This is what I'm saying. It could be an ex or it can be your current partner. There is a connection here of this has been going on for a very long time. And what I want you to understand is like, I want you, especially like if this is an ex, and you're always there bailing them out, however that looks. When the roles are reversed, is this person there for you? Because I feel like they're not, and I'm being completely honest with you. So why is it that you have made it your mission to not let this person fail, or to always help this person get back on their feet? And I get it. It's very admirable to try to help people, to try to this, to try to that. But the longer that you spend trying to help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves, is the longer that you are making those that want your help or need your assistance or whatever it is, wait for the help. I hope that makes sense, because that is the way that it's coming up. So especially for those of you that are in offering some type of service, whether like you are a therapist or maybe you do readings or whatever it is, you have used up a lot of your time and a lot of your energy on helping people that are not ready to let go of their current situation, that are not ready to let go of the current dynamic that they live in, and are in an essence making those that are ready wait for your assistance. And there has to be some type of balance here brought into the situation. So for those of you that are having, especially like if you're having, every time you help this person, every time you come out of the woodworks to help this person, you start to realize that you are having, hold on guys, because this just got loosed. You start having financial difficulties or financial challenges. So just pay attention to all of these subtleties of where it is that your energy should be in and where it is that you should retreat. So for your closing message, you need to stop giving so much of yourself. Give me a closing card for Sagittarius. The Council of Light. Someone else just had this one. divine orchestration helpers in the subtle realms. So again, you're being invited, excuse me, to ask for help, to ask for assistance from your spiritual team. They're here to guide you, to help you find that balance so that you're not constantly stuck in this space where you are exerting a lot of your energy on people that are not ready for the help that you have to offer. Capricorn, brace yourself this upcoming week, this week. Um, I'm very much feeling a surplus of energy coming your way. Um, a surplus of energy, a lot of energy, a lot of people is what I'm picking up. Give me a second because it's really overpowering right now. Um, if this isn't a work dynamic, you're being recognized in some type of way. Maybe you're winning some type of award or some type of something at work. Um, and maybe there is a business that you're launching, and it's like the minute that you open the door, it's like boom, like busy from the minute you open. There's something here about like being extremely busy or extremely visible. Is what I'm picking up. There is a sense of like everything that you've been working on behind the scenes, or everything that you've been trying to birth out, it's all coming in at once. But it does feel, the energy feels very much like a lot. And I'm almost cautious to use the word overwhelmed, because I feel that there is more of like an excitement within this energy. There is more of like a breath out, like, oh my God, finally this happened. Or finally things are back on track, is what I'm picking up. And in this space of gratitude, but the space of grounding is coming in with this energy. So there is definitely the space here of the recognition, or the space of being seen, or the it's almost kind of like I made it, or I made it, or I was found type of energy is what I'm picking up. And the I was found is kind of like the one that is a little trickier for me to kind of like tap into, like, what is that exactly. But it's like for so long you were just behind the curtain, or you were just behind the scenes, and a lot of things that people didn't either recognize that you were like the what it's so cliche, but like you were the trailblazer within something, or you were the mastermind, or you were the whatever behind a certain business or a certain trend. I don't know. It's weird, but it's like somebody's finally seeing, like they're getting to you, and they're like, oh, you're the one everybody's talking about. Oh, you're the one that started this. Oh, you're the one that does this. Like, I've heard of it, but I didn't know it was you. It's almost kind of like that type of energy. So like being recognized. For others of you, this is very much a public revelation. Like somebody is publicly telling you like that they're in love with you, or publicly telling you like they want to do, like they want to take something to the next level, whatever it is. But there is something about the publicity of it that is coming in within this space. For those of you that are in a relationship, there's maybe somebody, that whoever it is that you're dealing with, wanting to really step up, but they're doing it in a public way. And I'm not exactly sure how you're feeling about that when it comes to that aspect, because there are certain things, Capricorn, that you're not very comfortable, or that you're more private with, if that makes sense. So just be aware of that, if you don't want such a huge gesture. Okay. Give me a closing message for Capricorn. So this is interesting. We have the crumbling. What is it that you're clinging on to? And then at the bottom of your deck, we have the break to change. Again, because I felt this energy of like very, and I think this is where the overwhelming energy is coming in. Because again, I feel that there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of gratefulness here, like, yes, finally something is happening for me. But there's also like with this crumbling energy, it's like, what are you clinging on to? For some of you, is this belief that something is probably going to be short-lived, like, oh yeah, I'm going to get a lot of clients, but then it's like, oh, what's going to happen a month from now, what's going to happen 2 months from now, or my, your social media is taking off, and then you feel like, oh my God, now I have to, like, it's like, relax, let go of these imaginary scenarios that you create for yourself, that then put you in these loops of anxiety. I need you to come back every single day, or every single moment that you find yourself going into these imaginary scenarios, to ground yourself back to the now, to ground yourself back to the present. Okay. And as I say that, it's like we all play a part in this, right? So like I can see, like I have a ton of things that I want to release for midsummer, end of summer type of things that I'm putting together for the collective. And I love the energy and the space of creating, of being in these spaces, of putting these workshops and all of these things together. And that is as far as I let myself go. Like I don't go into like, oh well, how is this going to be received, who's going to sign up? No, 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 no. When I see myself going into the spaces, I pull myself back and I'm like, okay, right now the only thing that is important, the only thing that matters, is being in this creative state with what it is that I want to birth, with what it is that I want to create. So why do I say that? Because you're not alone, Capricorn. This is part of human nature, to worry about things that haven't even happened, to create these scenarios in our heads to keep us constricted or to keep us restricted, and to keep us in a space of like frozenness where we don't actually take these leaps, where we don't actually go ahead and move forward. And that is what you're being told this week to address, and not allow yourself to go into these spaces that you're constantly going into, that are actually hurting you because they're really not allowing you to fully pursue what it is that you want. Aquarius, you're pretty much in a, and I'm not gonna lie, you're like in a fighting mode. And what is it that that energy looks like for you? Because I'm not saying that you're going around slapping people. I mean, it is something that you want to do, but it is not something that you are actively doing. So this looks about being very, you are being a little, you are going to be not a little, you're going to be very dismissive this week. And when I say that, it may hit certain people like, oh, I'm not dismissive. Like, one of the things that I always encourage people is like to use your listening ears, like your inner ear, as I am talking, and have discernment over, so that you can have discernment over what it is that is being said. Um, so there is this space where there are things in your life that you're meant to be dismissive of. There are things in your life that you're not supposed to be taking in, that you're not supposed to be um, giving it space to grow or to come to pass. And what are those things? Those things are what, like other people's projection of who you are, or other people's opinion of who you are, who you should be, or how you should show up. That is where this dismissive energy is coming from. You may have a person or group of people telling you, oh, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this, you should do this, you shouldn't do that. You have people around you personally, family members, etc., trying to influence you in a way that is to serve them and not you. There's somebody here or a group of people here that I feel like they're losing control or hold of you. So those are the energies that you're going to be dismissive towards this week, where you're just like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, this is just not it anymore. And I honestly, I love this energy for you, because this is you, Aquarius, finally standing straight up, and finally utilizing that backbone that you have, because it's always been there. It's just you really haven't been using it, and I'm not gonna lie. You have been very passive the last couple of years because of personal situation, things that were going on. You were in a process of healing from like loss, whether this was a family member, finances, or whatever it is. There was something where it very much felt like your entire world came crumbling down one day, and all you could do was keep your head above water. All you could do is breathe, and therefore there developed this passive energy. And now you're finally standing up for yourself. I didn't even get to shuffle. We have trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And I feel that listening to your intuition, listening to where it is that spirit is trying to guide you this week, is something that is going to again allow you to have that discernment as to what it is that needs to be dismissed out of your life, what it is that you're not supposed to be feeding, what it is that you're not supposed to be engaging with or connecting to. Pisces, there are many offers coming in this week, whether these are professionally or personally, it's irrelevant. The fact here is that you are being asked to review every offer from a neutral state or neutral place. Do not jump into anything too quickly or too prematurely. And it's not that anybody's trying to pull a fast one on you or anything of that matter. It's more of a preserving your energy and being able to show up to these commitments or these offers in a way that you can do it with integrity and 100% being there. because there is a sense here that you may, as offers are coming in, overcommit yourself and then have to like either pull back last minute or not be able to fully engage within these spaces. So that is what you're being asked to be aware of. You know, and everybody does their own thing, but I very much like paper and pen. I do have some things that I do type out and things like that, but I love paper and pen, paper and pencil, whatever. It allows me to connect with what it is that I'm writing. So maybe just jotting down these offers, cross-checking with your schedule, etc., and see which of these offers are things that you feel are 100% in alignment with you, which are these spaces that you can actually commit to 100%. And maybe there's an offer or two there that doesn't really speak to your spirit 100%. And maybe you want to do it more because you want to help somebody, or you want to collaborate with somebody, or you want to support somebody. And then maybe being honest, be like, you know what, this is not something that really speaks to myself, but I really want to support them. Let me reach out and see how else can I support them, because this role or this specific offer that they're giving, it's not really something that I can commit to. And that is a beautiful space when you're able to have that discernment as to what it is that you are committing yourself with. And as we're saying that, and I was trying to shuffle, we have yes. Just say yes, okay? And again, I am giving you a quick reminder. Say yes to the things that speak to your soul. Say yes to the things that speak to your spirit. Say yes to the things that you know that you want to commit to 100%, okay? And it is okay to say yes to that part of you that is not feeling something 100%, okay? Okay. Well, guys, that is all that I have. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Mwah. Bye-bye.